Good afternoon everyone and welcome to the session. The next 20 to 24 minutes I will be talking about happiness, and that is because I feel that whatever we do in our lives, ultimately we are seeking happiness, whether we are working hard in our businesses or raising a family, anything that we do in life, ultimately the goal is happiness. So let me start with my story, and I would want to start from the year 1995. That was the year when Sureshi and Uma ma'am launched their IPO. But that point of time, I was 6 years old. It was 1995 and I was 6 years old. And at that point of time, listening to Baba Sehgal was considered cool. Yes, Thanda Thanda Pani, yes. And we used to collect these matchbox labels as a hobby. I don't know how many of you have done this. Yes. But, at that point of time, flying Air India, you actually felt like a Maharaja. And today, the services are so bad, you feel like you're going to meet Yamraj. But in those days, it felt like you felt like a Maharaja. And when we would travel by car, we would stop at vegetable vendors and gas stations to ask for directions. And I was young, I was 6 years old. I would sit in the back seat of the car and I would glare out of the window and watch every milestone pass by. 23 kilometers covered, 22 kilometers left and all that. The camera which we used had 36 pictures without any filters to fix any red eye or messy hair. I would wait eagerly for my favorite serial Ahat to be telecasted every Thursday, and we had this landline phone at home, and whenever it rang, the suspense of knowing who was calling gave adrenaline rush. And weighing yourself on these kind of weighing machines at railway station, it gave pleasure. The year was 1995, I was 6 years old and I was happy. Everybody said childhood days are the best days and the happiest days, and they never come back. 20 years later, I realized they said it right. It was year 2015 when the wisdom of Birbal got replaced by the information of Google. The joy of owning a new car got revised to the desire to buy a BMW. My 2-digit pocket money got inflated to 6-digit salary paycheck, and Steve Maiden replaced Action K School Time. And I relocated from DDA to DLF. But amidst all this, I changed from being happy to now trying to look happy. And not that I only changed, millions of people around me changed in a similar fashion. Despite the smiles, the laughter, the luxury, the success, somehow happiness seemed missing. And then I remembered those words that they said that the childhood days are the best days and the happiest days, and they never come back. As a life coach, I do a lot of training programs and I do a lot of life coaching sessions, and through these sessions I try to understand that why is it that we are living in times, in the most comfortable times, we have all the luxuries, yet we are complaining more these days. Why is it that we are becoming more and more wealthier but ultimately unhappier? And so today, in the next 20 minutes, I will be sharing my learnings about happiness. Are you ready to learn the learnings that I've had during the years? Okay, great. So, before we understand happiness, I would want to share that why is it that people are unhappy? Why are we becoming more and more unhappy in today's world? And I categorize these reasons into 3 main buckets. And the first thing is that we all are suffering from what I call the missing piece syndrome. We all feel that there is something which is missing in our lives, and wo mil jaye to hum khush ho jaye, right? We are always trying to look for that missing piece. In some cases, that missing piece could be a better job, or some might feel that getting a loving partner or having a baby would make them happy. The sources of happiness might vary from a good boss to good employees to a bigger house to a better car. And in some cases, having a good housemaid also, people think that they can be happy. But the sources might vary, but we feel that Once we find that missing element and once we fix it into our life puzzle, we would be happy. One of the major reasons that we are unhappy today is that we are trying to be happy and not being happy in the moment. We are creating a delayed mechanism where we are putting our happiness in the future. We take the things that we have today for granted and fix our happiness to something which is missing in our life, something that we do not have. Thank you. Is not something that should happen in the future. Happiness is something that should happen in the moment, in our current situation, with the current relationships, with the current financial situation, the current success that we have. A lot of people think that if they work hard, they will be successful, and if they'll be successful, they'll be eventually happy. But let's see if we turn this around. If we start being happy today, ultimately we are going to be successful in a much faster way, because the research says that happiness increases our productivity by 30%. So if we start focusing on being happy in the moment, we will be much more happier as well as successful. Like I said, we're focusing on the missing piece in our life. So today we might feel that, a promotion might give us happiness. Once we get promoted, the happiness is very short-lived, right? We start feeling that abhi to ek life partner chahiye, and if I get married, then probably I'll be happy. And once you get married, the honeymoon lasts only 6 months, and then you start feeling, now I need to quit my job and start my own business, and then I will be happy. So basically it's a never-ending process, and that missing piece is always missing because we constantly keep changing our desires. So what we need to realize is that happiness lies in the process. It is not a result. So this is the first reason that we are unhappy in today's world. The second reason is what I call the roller coaster pleasure ride. So if I were to ask you what makes you happy, there would be some people who would think that good food. Anybody who feels that good food makes you happy?
Yes, it does.
A lot of people. Okay. Ice creams, spending time with family, maybe going on a vacation to Europe, taking a walk on the beach under the stars, right? Now if I were to ask you, think whether all these things that you have in your mind, that you think give you happiness, do they actually give you happiness, or do they give you pleasure and excitement? Pleasure and excitement, right? Most of us would agree that things that we feel that they actually give us happiness are the things which are only giving us momentary pleasure and momentary excitement, but not real happiness. And we are not at fault here. Every day we are bombarded with advertisements which keep on saying that happiness lies in a bottle of Coca-Cola, or maybe in a burger of McDonald's, or happiness lies in going to Disneyland or wearing Armani and all that. And it is difficult to ignore these advertisements. We tend to believe them. But what happens is, the research says that if anything good happens in life, for example, you go out to have an ice cream or a family dinner, or you go on a vacation, or you get promoted, you get married, of course there's a rise in happiness, but that rise in happiness lasts for some time only. And again you fall back to your normal level of happiness. Similarly, if something bad happens in your life, like you have any problem, health issue, or you lose your job, or something happens, you might feel a decline in your happiness levels, but over time you will fall back to your baseline happiness, which is the center line, which is your normal level of happiness. So all these things which we feel that they are making us happy are actually just a spike in happiness, and eventually we fall back to the normal level of happiness, which is called baseline happiness. So the right way to trying to be happy is to increase our baseline happiness levels. And how to do it, we will come back in another few minutes. Happiness is not a momentary feeling, it is a deeper sensation where you feel calm with the present state. You're not thinking about the past, you're not thinking about the future. It's a very deep emotion. It's not something which pleasure or excitement is, which is momentary. The third thing The third thing why I feel that people are unhappy is I feel that they are suffering from do I look happy ailment. Like I said, we have changed from being happy to trying to look happy. They say that it is very easy to be unhappy. The only thing you have to do is you have to go and compare yourselves to others, and easily you'll become unhappy. And that's what we have been doing. And we compare ourselves with people who have better jobs, better appearances, more money. So we tend to feel that our position is not great when we start comparing ourselves to them. And thanks to social media that this has gone to another new level, because on Facebook everybody's trying to create an illusion of perfect lives. They might be sitting in the office and they might just have had a bad conversation with their boss, but instantly they might be posting pictures of their Europe trip which they took last year on Facebook, and you sitting in your living room would be thinking everybody's going to Europe and what am I doing there sitting on the laptop, right? But yes, when we talk about not everyone, but subconsciously, when we are not in a similar position, everybody has good days, bad days. Everybody has good moments in the day, bad moments in the day. When you are in the bad moment and you open Facebook and see everybody's good moments, you subconsciously start feeling that your life is not that great, and unintentionally you start feeling unhappy. Okay, so we've talked enough about why are we unhappy these days, but where do we find happiness then if we're just talking about unhappiness? So today I'm going to talk about two things, one framework and one other technique for happiness. The first model is what I call the happiness hygiene model, and this is very essential to increase the baseline happiness which we talked about, that let's not go for momentary pleasures but increase our baseline happiness. Now this happiness hygiene model, if you see, there are three pillars to this which I would want to talk about first. The body, the mind and the soul. The first thing is body, which refers to the physical health. It is often said that pehla sukh nirogi kaya, right? So because no millions of money can give joy to a sick body. And these days, in the quest of success, we have been gaining a lot of lifestyle disorders. That is not a trade-off. Having a success with a lot of physical ailments is not real success, right? So we need to ensure that our body and the entire body and all the organs of our body are running fully and peacefully, and that is what is going to lead to happiness in life. So eating well, exercising, making sleep a priority. Like for me, I sleep at 9:30 every day. And Suresh and Mama have told them they might not expect a reply from me after 9:30, and I reply to them 5 o'clock in the morning. But that's what, sleep is very important to me in my life. The second thing is mind, like Shraddha has also talked about, the constant chattering of the mind. If the mind is constantly chattering, if you have negative feelings, if you have emotions, if you have negative thoughts, you cannot experience the life in a true fashion, right? So having a peaceful mind, happiness is a result of a happy mind, which is very essential again. In fact, the kind of emotions that we have also have a lot of impact on our body. So there's a field of science medicine which is called psychoneuroimmunology, which says that the kind of thoughts we create and the kind of emotions that we have a lot of impact on our immune system, and that is why these days people are having a lot of autoimmune disorders. The third thing is soul, which talks about the love and the relationships, because the longest and largest study at Harvard on happiness has said that what makes people happy is good relationships. And with relationships, it is not only wonderful. It is not only that we should have a loving partner and a spouse, but relationships with the entire family, with the friends, and most importantly, the relationship with yourself and the entire mankind is what is very important. So these are the three pillars of happiness which foundation of wealth. We have often heard the fact that the phrase that money does not buy happiness. Yes, it is true, money does not buy happiness, but money is very important to strengthen these pillars of happiness. So let's take this statement out of our subconscious that money is not important. Money is not everything. Money is something. We don't want unlimited wealth and a lot of things, right? We're not talking about that. But we need financial stability and affluence to support these three pillars. So let's set our financial goals and let's work and respect our financial goals and work towards them. The roof of the happiness model is gratitude and forgiveness. Gratitude is something, it's miraculous because it helps you to understand that happiness lies in the moment. Research says that 5 minutes of gratitude exercise every day can increase your happiness levels to 10%. And this is similar to the happiness level increment of doubling your income. So just imagine how much impact gratitude can help on your have on your happiness as well as your health. Happiness makes you feel that you have everything, and we do. Today we have, if we have to dream about things, we would have a lot of things to dream about. But how many of us have actually sat down and made a list of the things that we already have? How many of us have said thank you for the things that we already have? It's a really powerful exercise, and that is what leads to happiness. It guards the entire model of happiness. Show your gratitude towards a good body, towards a good mind, and having a good soul, and of course the wealth that you hold at the present moment. Forgiveness is something which creates new space in your life for happiness. Because if you're not leaving your past behind, you're holding the grudges against some person, some situation, or in some case we are holding grudges against ourselves. If we don't let these things go, we are not ready for the new life or for the new opportunities that the life has to offer us. If we don't forgive others, we feel like a victim. And if you feel like a victim, you are in a state of self-pity which can easily turn into despair. And despair is the opposite of happiness. It is very essential that you show gratitude and forgive the past, let go of the past to complete this happiness hygiene model. Towards the end, in the last talk, somebody asked me that why is it that everybody's trying to be happy? Well, everybody's trying to be happy because that's a natural state of human beings. We human beings are born happy. It is just that as we age, we learn unhappiness. Right? So let's restore the child within us who loves everybody, shows compassion and affection towards everybody. Let's be that child who loves his or her own body. Have you ever seen a child who feels self-conscious or feels that the hair is not right or is probably overweight? No, right? But these apprehensions which we create as we age, we need to let them go. Let's be the child who loves himself or herself. Children even love every body part. Children reflect the same love to others. Children are so compassionate that if one person is smiling or if the other baby is crying, they start smiling or they start crying. Let's be so empathetic and compassionate. And let's learn from this child to be present in the moment. A child can even watch out for an ant walking on the floor, right, which we cannot from the naked eyes. And these children, they are never in a hurry to reach somewhere. They are never in a hurry to go somewhere, but what they are doing is enjoying the present moment. Let's restore the child within us, because when they said that the childhood days are the happiest days and they never come back, they did not know that the happiness did not lie in childhood. The happiness lied in being a child. At the end, I just want to say happiness is a choice, and let's just choose to be happy. Thank you.